Hi, it's Roisin Carroll here at Presidian. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use custom tables to build a stacked table using shared response variables, how to add in layers to your tables, and also how to do some formatting so you can highlight the relevant information you want. Then we will look at how to choose your charts and tables that you want and how to send them out to a web report.
We're looking at our survey sample dataset. We're building up custom tables and looking at some tips and tricks on how to use them. In this video, we're going to start from the beginning. In this video, we're going to look at building web reports and building up layered and stacked response variable tables. So let's start off with taking across one of our variables, which is called confidence. And it's how confident people feel in banks and financial institutions, and they've got three options. We're going to take away our count and bring across our percent instead. Now, if you check out our other videos, we went into depth about how to do some formatting and build other types of tables, statistical tests, etc. I'm going to bring across a total, and that should give me some information about, how confident people are in their banks. So I'll just run that out and just have a quick look, see what table we're getting, which is good. So yeah, it's looking the way I want. It's giving me a breakdown of the number or the percentage of our respondents according to each of these categories. So I'm going to go back, use my recall button, and I'm going to bring across one of my other variables and bring it under. Now, as we know, we can easily apply the same to our second variable. I'll add in a total. Now it's gone in as percentage, but actually let's go back and change that to count. And I want to see how many people. And I'm going to change that over to n. I'm going to apply that to all. And that will give me a count of my people across. So as you can see here, if I bring this table out, it's going to give me a breakdown, the same as before. It'll give me the total number of people that responded to each of these questions. Now, this is called a stacked variable in that, or stacked table in that we've got two questions asked and it has the same response variables. It can be a bit messy if I start trying to bring over all of these variables and stack them under each other. I'll quickly show you how to make the table a little bit more presentable. In that if I change my category position, it'll bring across and only give me one kind of row here of information, which is the responses. It'll give me the percentages underneath. It'll give me my totals down the side. This table is going to be an awful lot easier to read, more presentable, and I can actually build up quite a complex and interesting table by building across my different variables. I'll show you quickly to clear all of this and all of the formatting away. I'm going to click reset. And instead, I'm going to start from scratch and show you how to do this a lot faster. So if I just go over here, I've got all of my different variables. As we know, if we click in, we can see what the category options are. Just going to double check. Yeah, they're all the way I want. And I'm just going to bring them across. I'm going to change my position. And it's now going to give me confidence in banks, confidence in companies, education, medicine, etc. And the number of people that answered in each of those categories. So we're going to need to set up our stats a little bit better. I don't really want my count. And instead, I'm going to take across my row percentage. So I'll get a percentage instead of a count. And clean up my formatting and say, okay, so that should work out. And let's have a look. So great. I now have the percentages going across the row for each of these different questions that were asked for my respondents. And it's kind of jumping out at me that perhaps I have some kind of variables here that people don't have a lot of confidence in, for example, press. If you look, like I've got 43% of my respondents said they have hardly any confidence in the press and 40% in TV. So that's quite high. I guess it's not surprising considering what's going on at the moment in the media. No comment. And 9% of people have no confidence in medicine. Actually, a lot of people, 45%, have a great deal of confidence in medicine. And we've got confidence levels across all of our different variables. But I can take this a little bit step further. And what I can start to do is build up a new category. Now, we've seen before in previous videos that you can do subtotals, but you can also do what's called add a category. You can remove missing values, empty categories, etc. So I'm going to make up a new category here. I'm going to say, well, I want to have the difference between our highest and our lowest levels. I'll just call it difference. I'm not great with titles and don't really have imagination. So I'm going to say, yeah, that's my new category. I'm going to bring that down. I want that at the end. Now, what I've decided is this category only sum. I personally don't want to see it because these are people middle of the road. I'm not really interested in people that are just okay. I want to see those that are either very confident or have no confidence. I also want to see the differences between these to see kind of what kind of questions are people most kind of divided on. So let's run that out and see what do we get. So because I've taken out my middle category, it's readjusted my percentages because, as you know, they're not included in calculations. And I've also got my new category here, which shows me the difference between 62%, 38 is 23. Now, what I've done this for is to highlight areas where there are a lot of people that say they have hardly any and very few that say they have a great deal of trust. And that's popped out at me that I've got my confidence in press and TV. We've got -64 and -58. Now you'd have to read through that table to try and find that information, but I'm going to show you a trick to make it a little bit cleaner, easier to read. I'm going to go back down to my options, my table styles. I'm going to say my custom table. I'm going to say all data cells, and I'm going to set my condition here. And I'm going to say I want the data cells that have less than 0 to be highlighted in red. And let's run that out. Now it's very quickly being able to highlight the areas where I have a negative figure here. This is particularly useful if you're making year-on-year growth comparisons or changes, for example, in month to month in your business. It'll look great in reports, make it a lot easier to start spotting if you've done a lot better the following month or a lot worse. Again, you can change the conditions, change the colors to whatever way you want. Let's go back and I want to show you layers, which we haven't done before. And what I'm going to do is say, I want to see, well, I have to activate layers first. I want to see, is there a difference in men and women? I'm going to run that out. And if you can see here, it's now given me a layered table that I can quickly kind of move between female and male, and it'll adjust my table for me. I'll bring it back to male just to show you some differences. So let's leave it there. Now that I have the tables the way I want, and I've shown you in other tables how to do titles and how to do subtitles, things like that, I'm going to show you now how to publish to a web. And I take the tables that I've made up here. I've done some. These are. I'm going to decide I don't want these tables. I don't want that table either. I'll keep that one out. However, I did these tables before, and I'm going to choose them. And I am going to export them. I could choose whatever type I want, Word, PowerPoint, whatever, but I'm going to go for a web report. I'm going to change my title. I'll say survey data web report. And say open the containing folder. I'm going to change, give me a title here of survey report, for example. And say continue. And that's going to go, let's put this on my desktop. And say okay, it's going to export it and open it up, and let's have a quick look. So this is a table I did before in the previous videos. You can check back in our old videos to see how you did it. I'm doing means tests. I've done some categorical tables here with some chi-squared, and this is our latest table. So I think if you were able to master these in the previous videos, hopefully you've gotten some tips out of them that'll help you.
Now that you've seen our videos on using custom tables, you should be confident you can build tables and charts to report your data in a more succinct and clear way, with control over what exactly goes into your report and how they are styled. You can find more information, videos, and other tips and tricks on our website. You can also subscribe to our newsletter and follow us on social media. Thank you.